Day 747 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 2657. Find the prefix common array of two arrays. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given two zero-index integer array permutations A and B of length n. A prefix common array of A and B is an array C such that C of I is equal to the count of numbers that are present at or before the index I in both A and B. Return the prefix common array of A and B. A sequence of n integers is called a permutation if it contains all integers from 1 to n exactly once. All right, y'all, so that may seem a little bit confusing at first, so let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we're doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, we have our input A equals an array of integers 1, 3, 2, and 4. B equals an array of integers 3, 1, 2, and 4. The output is an array of integers 0, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see how we got this output from this input up here. Boom. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and paste this over here just so I can show y'all what is going on. Boom. So I'm going to copy and paste them one on top of another like this so I'll be able to show y'all better what's going on. So first, we're looking at I, right? I equals 0. No number is common, so C of 0 is equal to 0. So we're looking at I equals 0. So that's this and this. So say we just bring this all the way over here, right? And we just bring this all the way over here, right? And we're just looking at this. These two numbers are not the same, right? We have 0 numbers that are the same, so we put a 0 right here. Just imagine it's a line. I put a space, but just imagine a line right here or something, right? Boom. So let's clean that up. That's where this first 0, once again, that's where this first 0 comes from because these two numbers have 0 in common. I'll show you what I mean. Boom. So now at index I, we have 1 and 3 are common in A and B, so C of 1 is equal to 2. So now we're here at index 1, right? Boom. So index 1, we're going to put a line right here. So just imagine these spaces are the line. Boom. Now you can see we have a 1 in A and we have a 1 in B. Let's just put A equals and B equals. Boom. So as you can see, we have a 1A and a 1 in B, and we have a 3 in A and a 3 in B. So we have let's build the output. We had 0 first. Now we have two numbers that are common in both when I is equal to 1. So we could put a 2 right here. Boom. Hold on, let's clean this up. Let's say output. Boom. And then once again, let's just bring this back to the way it was. Boom. Now we're looking at index 2, I equals 2. So this is 2. This is I equals 2 right here. So once again, imagine a line right here. The space could be the line for now. Boom. Now we look here. We have 1 is in both, 3 is in both, and 2 is in both. So now we have 3 numbers that are in both A and B, right? So we could put a 3 right here for the 3 numbers. Boom. Then finally, I is equal to 3. All we have to do is bring this, close this, boom, close this, boom. And now we have 4 numbers that are in both. We have the 1s, 2, we have a 1 here and here. We have a 2 here and 2 here. We have a 3 here and 3 here and a 4 here and a 4 here. So there are 4 numbers that are in A and B. So we add a 4 to our output. Boom. And in the end, this is our output. Should match this. And that's how we got it. Boom. Now, just in case that didn't make sense, let's go ahead and take a look at example 2. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Copy, paste this up here. Sorry, y'all. Copy and paste that here. And then I'm going to copy and paste this below once again. Boom. Let's reset this output. Now let's go through it. So in example 2, we have our input A equals an array of integers 2, 3, and 1. B equals an array of integers 3, 1, and 2. The output is 0, 1, and 3. So let's go through it again. Same thing. First, we're looking at index 0, 2, and 3. Let's put the space to symbolize a line. 2 and 3 at index 0 are not the same, so we have 0 of the same number, so we put a 1. We put a 0, sorry. Boom. Now let's clean this up. Boom. Now we're at index 1. So now we're at I equals 1. So once again, just imagine this as we put a line right there. Now when I equals 1, we have a 3, but nothing else is the same. So we only have one number that is in both. So since we only have one number that's in both, we put a 1 right here. Boom. Now let's clean this up again. Finally, at index 2, we have 1, 2, and 3 are common in A and B, so the answer is 3. So in index 2, we have a 1 right here, we have a 2 right here, and we have 3s right here. So we put a 3 right here because all 3 numbers are now included. Boom. And then at the end, this should be our output, 0, 1, 3. That's what we have, 0, 1, 3, y'all. Boom. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. The solution is not that difficult at all. Excuse me, y'all. Now, the first thing we have to do is we're going to create a set that will be used to keep track of numbers we have already seen while iterating through both arrays. So we'll just come right here, declare a variable called visited, and we will say colon is going to be a set of integers, so set less than int greater than, and we'll initialize it with a blank array like that. Boom. Now we're going to create another array that will store the result where each index contains the count of common elements in the prefixes of A and B. So we'll declare another variable called prefix common array, colon, it'll be an array of integers, come outside of that, and we'll initialize it with a blank array like that. Boom. Now we're going to iterate through both arrays index by index. So we'll come underneath this and we'll say for I in 0 dot up to a dot count. We're going to open up the brackets. And we're going to get the previous prefix common count. If this is the first index, then we'll start with 0. So we'll say let previous count equal I is greater than 0, question mark, prefix common array, square bracket I minus 1, colon 0. Boom. So if this is true, then we'll return this. If this right here, or this statement right here, if I is greater than 0 and it's true, then we'll return this. But if this right here and is not true, meaning I is less than 0 or equal to 0, then we just return 0. Boom. Then if both values at the current index are equal, we found a new common element immediately. So we'll say if A square bracket I equals B square bracket I, come outside of that, we'll open up the brackets and the prefix common array dot append, open up the parentheses, previous count plus 1. Then we'll come underneath this and we'll say continue. Boom. Then we'll start with the previous common count. So we'll come underneath this, declare a variable called current count, and we'll set that equal to previous count. Boom. Now, if A of I is already seen before in either array, it now becomes part of the common prefix count. So we'll say if visited dot contains, open up the parentheses I, square bracket I. We'll come outside of that, open up the brackets, and we'll say current count plus equals 1. Boom. Now, if B of I was already seen before in either array, it also becomes part of the common prefix count. So we'll do the same thing for B. So really, we could just copy and paste this for real, bring it underneath this, and we could just change this A to a B, capital A and capital B. Boom. Then we're not done yet because we need to store the updated count for this prefix. So we'll come underneath this and we will say prefix common array dot append, open up the parentheses, current count. Then we're going to mark current elements as visited for future iterations. So we'll come underneath this and we'll say visited dot insert, open up the parentheses, a square bracket I. Once again, we can just copy and paste this underneath this, and we will change the A to a capital B. Then we need to return the completed prefix common array by coming right here, and we could just say return prefix common array. Boom, y'all, that should be all she wrote. Let's give it a run. Okay, let's see. This is viz spelled wrong, so we did all that copy and paste for nothing. Visited, boom, visited, boom. Now let's run it. See if that works. Let's see, it's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it and make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. And look at that, y'all. 4 milliseconds beats 57.14% of users. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see, y'all. So before we go, make sure you get one more look at the code. This is the top part. This is the bottom part. And yeah, y'all, with that being said, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.